So we got a pretty cool video. Tonight we're going to be talking about Navitus Parfums. Those of you who are in the know, you know that Steven from Redolescence has made his own fragrance brand and he's released numerous fragrances so far. Got some discovery sets here today. We're going to be checking out. I'm going to be giving you my full first impressions on all of them. And yes, these are still sealed in the box. You can see the cellophane on there, maybe, right? So you know that this is my true first impressions. I haven't really looked at the note breakdowns of any of these. I've watched some of Steven's videos when he launched the brand on his channel, but that was a while back. So I don't really have all that much knowledge on these fragrances, which is going to be pretty cool. It's going to be a cool way to check these out kind of blindly and see what they're all about. Of course, I do want to thank Steven very much for sending these out to me so I can experience his brand. This is crazy because when I first started out with fragrances in general, before I even had my channel, I watched his videos and he was one of the first reviewers that I stumbled across and watched. And now I'm in this position where I have a channel, he has his own fragrance brand, and he's sending me stuff so I can check out his fragrances because he was curious to see my thoughts on them. That's crazy, just kind of how that all happened in a matter of like 3 years or less. So really cool, very honored to receive these fragrances and try them, and I wish the best of luck to you, Steven. You've been killing it so far on your channel, on your brand, and I'm very excited to try these out. Hope you guys are ready to see my thoughts on these. So I'm going to start out with the first discovery set. As you can see right here, this is like his primary line of fragrances. This is, I believe, what he released initially. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on these first, and then we're going to be checking out this discovery set with 3 more, and again, I have no idea really what any of these smell like or the note breakdowns or anything. We're opening these up for the first time. Very cool presentation here. It's magnetic, and then it opens up like this. And then you can see clearly listed, we have all of the fragrance names and the respective atomizers. And I'll be honest with you guys, the pronunciation on some of these may not be the best, so I hope this doesn't come across disrespectful in any way to Steven and his brand if I mispronounce these, because it's probably going to happen, but I'm going to try my best. You guys know how I am with pronunciation, so let's get started. The first one here, we're going to be going with Navitus Parfums. So again, my first time, I have no idea what to expect. I don't know note breakdowns, I don't know classifications. We're just going to give this a shot. So give it a couple sprays on the strip. Let's see what we have. Ooh. That smells nice. First initial impressions, I get some vetiver from this fragrance. Definitely kind of somewhat of a dry vetiver. Do you see the paper? These aren't real tester strips. It's literally just paper I cut up and it keeps going into my nose when I'm trying to smell it. Definitely a nice vetiver. It's a little bit dry, ever so slightly smoky. I'm also getting some citrus. Can't really quite distinguish what it is. I'm leaning more towards grapefruit, but I really don't know for sure. Again, I haven't looked up notes on any of these, so I'm curious to see how well I do on picking out these notes blindly. That's not something I normally do. But yeah, definitely the main player I'm getting here so far is vetiver, and initial thoughts already, it smells really good. Now, typically one thing that I look for when trying a fragrance for the first time is I'll try to think, does this remind me of anything? Does this bring, any thought into my head that, oh, hey, this kind of smells like this or reminds me of this? And with this, I can't really say that it does. It's almost like it does seem somewhat familiar to me, but not to the point where I would say that it smells like anything else. So that's pretty cool. Starting off with the first one here, that was Navitus Parfums. Initial impressions so far, this smells great. Up next here, second fragrance, we have Intimus Parfum. You're probably not going to be able to see that, but this is Intimus. So here we go. Nice little atomizers on these discovery samples. Let's see what we have. Ooh, so right away, this is definitely a complete 180 from Navitus Parfums. This one's a bit sweeter. A little bit powdery, but also a little bit fresh. There's almost like an underlying fruitiness in here. with some sweetness over top. So it's a little bit like fruity in the backbone, some sweetness, a little bit of a powderiness. I like it. It smells good. This to me would be maybe a bit more of an evening fragrance, and by the name Intimus, kind of would sound like it'd be something maybe for intimate situations, close encounters, dates, that sort of thing. And I could definitely see this working as like a date fragrance or something like that. And, talking about like I did earlier, does this remind me of anything? No, not at all. With the first one, that, there's almost something in there that almost reminded me of something. I couldn't put my finger on it. But this one, out of everything that I own, nothing really smells like this one. So that's pretty cool. I like this one a lot. I think I like the first one a little bit better so far. But this smells great. And in terms of quality, very, very good. There's not an alcohol blast in the opening. The notes don't come across screechy or cheap. Everything seems very high quality, very well blended, and this smells really nice as well. Moving up to the next fragrance here, we have Premis Parfum. Let me get this one sprayed here. Okay, let's see what we got. Ooh, that's nice. This is another fresher one, so kind of going in an opposite direction to what we just smelled before. Definitely fresh and invigorating. This is, to me, a very nice smelling summer fragrance right off the bat. This smells like something I would wear in the spring, in the summertime, on warm, sunny days, kind of like a fragrance that I would want to wear when I'm going and doing like fun, summery type things. This one almost has like somewhat of a smokiness in here as well. It doesn't come across like a vetiver smokiness like with Navis Parfum. But I don't know, there is somewhat of a little bit of a smokiness that I get from this, which is, really something different. It kind of complements the freshness of this very well. I don't know if maybe that smokiness is coming from a bit of patchouli in here. I don't know for sure. Maybe some patchouli, like an earthy patchouli, but I can't tell. But it does smell really good. And again, that initial blast, very fresh, very invigorating. This one will definitely catch you off guard. Up next here, we have Absolutio, something along those lines. Give this one a shot. Let's see what we have. Okay, so this is different. This is going in the complete opposite direction. This is really interesting because it's kind of going from fresh to sweet, so it's kind of keeping me on my toes. This is different. There's almost like something coming across like a cherry type of note. I've never really smelled too many cherry fragrances, but there's something in here that's kind of giving that vibe. I'm not sure what. And this one, again, is a bit sweeter. It's a bit musky. Bit of like a cooling type of smell as well, like a cooling sensation. Doesn't really smell like it would have mint or anything like that. Definitely has something in there. It's kind of giving it like a cooling freshness, kind of counterbalancing the sweetness from this. So this one's definitely different, and this one catches me off guard quite a bit. Up next here we have Navitus Parfums. Let's give this one a shot. Okay. It's hard to get all of that atomization on the paper. Very good atomizers. Ooh, this one's nice. So this one definitely going to be a winter fragrance. Off the bat, I'm sensing a bit of tobacco. Some sweetness in here. I almost want to say oud, but I don't know if there's oud. But I definitely get like a bit of a spicy tobacco. Oh, that smells really nice. This one's definitely a winner for me so far. This stuff smells great. Like I mentioned, definitely going to be more of a winter fragrance, fall and winter season. Could be a date night scent. Could be like a dressed up formal evening out dinner type scent. This one's nice. I really like this one. This one might be my second favorite so far. Second or third favorite. I'm going to go back through here at the end and not necessarily rank them, but I'm going to try to tell you my favorites, just my couple favorites that I smelled so far. Obviously without testing these more, it's going to be hard, for me to pick and choose, and rank them, right? I need some more time with these first impressions and all. But I will try to give you my favorites at the end. But this one, this one really has jumped up a few spots. I like this one a lot. Okay, so up next we have Oud Imperium. I'm excited about this one. You guys know I've been dabbling with oud a little bit. That never used to be my thing. But here lately I've been trying to get into it. So we're going to try this one out and see what we have. Okay, so this is definitely going to be an oud fragrance. It kind of reminds me of those like Middle Eastern type scents. The oud to me doesn't come across too much like oud. So, what I'm thinking of when I think of that is something like Mancera, oud. There's like oud. There's this one Mancera that I smelled. It smelled like straight up. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is it's not like an off-putting type of fragrance. This still, to me, has quite a bit of wearability to it. Now, I will say this one's not going to be for everyone. And from all the ones I've smelled so far, this one's definitely going to be the most daring. And one you would definitely want to sample unless you know you like fragrances like this. But definitely is an oud fragrance. Although I will say, again, doesn't really come across too heavy, too unwearable like some other oud fragrances that I've smelled. Again, just now kind of starting to dabble with oud. I'm not an oud connoisseur. I'm not someone who's super into them. But I do like the scent. I do appreciate it. Not going to be one of my favorites. It's just something that I probably wouldn't wear. I do enjoy smelling it. I just probably wouldn't wear it. I would be reaching for, a lot of the other ones that I've smelled so far. But it does smell nice, and I can appreciate the quality, and it does come across blended very well. The last fragrance from this discovery set, we have Oud Luxuria. Now, I haven't really been showing these, but if you look at this one, if you can see the color of it, it's quite a bit darker than all of the other ones. The oud fragrance before this was a little bit dark, had some pigment to it, but this one looking to be the darkest out of all of them. So I'm curious about this one. With a name like Oud Luxuria, that sounds cool. That sounds luxurious, and I'm excited. So let's try this one out. Okay, so this is definitely amped up. The oud fragrance I was talking about beforehand, it was a little bit more wearable. Kind of like you would use to dip your toes into oud, if you wanted an oud fragrance without going too overboard. This one's definitely oud fragrance to the max. And it's not so much the oud, it's the other notes going along with it. And again, I'm not much of an oud person, so I'm not an expert in that type of note because there's multiple forms of oud, multiple different ways it can come across. But I definitely do get the oud. I almost get like a little bit of like a cumin note in here. It's coming across more as cumin to me than it would be like cinnamon, but there's something in here giving it a little bit of a spice. And almost like there's a little bit of a dirtiness in here, like an earthiness type of thing going on. Again, this is definitely not going to be for the faint of heart, definitely not going to be for someone who's into mass appealing scents. You got to know what you're doing to appreciate a scent like this. And for that matter, to wear it and pull it off. I think I get some incense in here. That's probably what it is. I think some incense, a nice smokiness, almost like a dry woodiness as well. If you smelled something like Gucci Pour Homme 1, the original, that kind of has like a pencil shavings not earthiness, but like a pencil shavings woodiness from it, like a dry, smoky woodiness. I kind of get some of that from here in the background as well. I don't know for sure what exactly is, causing me to think that or smell that. I don't know the notes, but something along those lines. Out of all of them, going to be the most daring, going to be one that you want to do some research on before you dive into something like this. But amazing scent, I gotta say. Again, I'm not much of an oud fan. I'm just trying to get into it. And again, this is another one where not something that I would probably choose to wear, at least not right now in my current state in this hobby. But again, I do appreciate it. The quality here is impeccable. The blend is amazing. And this is something that I would like to pick up and smell and spray and enjoy. In terms of wearing it out, that may not be something I would do right now. Okay, guys, this has been really fun. I love these fragrances. They've all been great so far. Now we're going to be checking out the second discovery set. We have 3 more to go here. Let's get into it. So this one's pretty cool. It's got an outer sleeve. All you do, this comes out, and then it's looking like Okay, yep, we got the same type as earlier. So magnetic on the front right here. Opens, ooh, this is cool. Okay, so it opens up some information on the fragrances, and really cool inside here, look at those. That's incredible. I haven't seen anything like this before with these types of atomizers. You got this nice like felt type of stuff in here. You know, very high-end looking. These atomizers, again, these are super heavy actually. These are really nice. Haven't seen any like this before. This is cool. I love this. So let's go and get into this. The first fragrance we have is Latus right here. Nice green pigmentation on the bottle. Let's crack into it. So cap comes off, very heavy cap. And then we have the fragrance itself. So again, no idea what to expect. Ooh, really good atomizers on these. Can you see this? That's incredible. That's better than a lot of retail bottles, regular bottles. Oh, okay, this is my alley right here. Definitely a green fragrance, so the bottle does do the fragrance itself justice in terms of smell. There's a bit of like a powderiness in here. To be honest with you guys, I'm not sure what exactly it is that I'm smelling. There's a note or an accord in here that I'm not really familiar with. Like a bit powdery, a bit sweet, but there's also a prominent overall like greenness to the whole composition. It's green, but like it's a little bit sweet as well. Definitely something different. And from that initial spray, I knew right away it was something that I enjoy, and I do really like this one. This to me, definitely niche smelling. Again, you know, going back to what I've said earlier, does this remind me of anything in my collection? And it doesn't. Doesn't remind me like anything that I've smelled before. Definitely interesting right here. I dig this stuff. Second fragrance up, we have Arcanum. Right here, nice red bottle. Let's go ahead and give this one a shot. Again, these atomizers are killer. Let's see. Another sweeter fragrance. Definitely high-end smelling. Now, when I smell this, I think of dressed up. I think of evening out. There's like a bit of a not gourmand sweetness, but just a very prominent, like kind of heavy, thick sweetness in here. I don't know if it's, I don't think it's oud necessarily, because it doesn't really come across smelling like oud. But there's definitely a heavy, almost like creaminess about this fragrance, mixing with like somewhat of a fresh top note. That smells nice. Really impressed with this one as well. Now, this is another one where, would this be something that I reach for to wear often? I don't know for sure. I would have to spend more time with it. This is definitely one that intrigues me though. This is one that makes me keep coming back for more, just to try to figure it out. Not bad. I really like this one as well, just purely for something different, like a different experience. Final fragrance we're checking out today, we have Navitus Parfums. So this bottle's kind of a orangish color. The first one, or the one before, was red. This one's, it's a little bit orange. So let's give this one a shot. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so this one's different as well. Now, this one's got like a bit of a fresh, spicy type of thing going on. Fresh spiciness, a little bit of an earthy woodiness. Definitely, again, something different. I would say my experience with these three in this discovery set so far is that they're a lot more niche than some of the ones in the first discovery set. You know, the two oud ones that I smelled, those were, you know, getting pretty far into niche, but the ones before that weren't necessarily like designer sense. You know, they weren't basic by any means, because again, they didn't remind me of anything else, but in my opinion, they were a lot easier to pull off, and they would be ones that I would consider to be relatively mass appealing. But again, these three and this one, just a bit different. Again, a fresh spiciness going on here, just a little bit of a sweetness. Definitely kind of gearing towards those of you who like different stuff. You want niche fragrances, you want that niche experience, you want something that intrigues you. You know, you smell a lot of mainstream designer fragrances, you know, you spray it, you smell it, You think, oh, that smells good, and you set it and forget it, right? That's how it is with a lot of scents. But these three, and really for the most part, all the fragrances that I've tried tonight, kind of keep me coming back for more. They keep me wanting me to try them just to figure them out, and especially with these three. Again, something different, probably not something that I would reach for that often, but nonetheless, still very enjoyable. And again, like I've commented before, the quality is incredible. You know, you're getting what you pay for with these in terms of quality, in terms of the overall blend of the scent. Very impressed overall. I mean, seriously, Steven, great job, man. I mean, you've killed it here. You, the perfumers, the brand, very well done. These are nice. Hey guys, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning or somewhere in this video, I'm going to try to give you my top 3 favorites. Again, this is subject to change because I need more time with all of these. You know, I haven't sprayed any of these on my skin. It's all been on paper. I need to wear them. I need to let them fully develop before I can really choose my solid favorites and the ones I'd want to actually purchase bottles of. You know, and I gotta do more testing, but I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I'm gonna go over my top 3 favorite that I've smelled tonight. So first one is gonna be Navis, just the Navitus Parfums. Going back to it and smelling it, when I smell it from the atomizer, it gives me just almost like a little bit of an Elysium type of smell, like that vetiver or citrus type of thing going on. You know, it's not a clone of Elysium. It doesn't smell that much like Elysium, but it kind of fits in that same genre. You know, almost aromatic fougere, but instead of focusing a lot on the lavender and all that stuff, kind of focusing more on the citrus, more on the vetiver. This one's probably going to be my first favorite. It smells great. Again, for summer, you can't beat it. Second favorite is going to be Premis Parfum. Okay, got this one here. This one's very nice as well. This one's the Invigorating Blast. This is, you know, and also Navis was very invigorating in the opening as well, but especially this one. Heavy focus on the citruses here, and it smells great. And to be honest with you, Navis and Premis could be kind of head to head. It would depend on the day for me. It would depend on, you know, me testing these more. But I could see me really wearing Premis a lot in the summertime. As of right now, where it stands, I could see myself, you know, getting a full bottle of this one. It smells great, really nice, and again, especially for summer when I'm trying to switch into summer fragrances and picking them up, it's going to be a killer. And my third favorite that I've tried tonight is going to be Intimus. So I believe this was the order in which I smelled them. Can't remember for sure. But this is the one that gets a little bit sweet and a little bit warm for a date night. So you kind of have a date night, dressed up type of scent. Maybe leaning more towards fall and winter, but still with some of the freshness that it has. You know, you could wear it summer evenings, dates, summer evenings dressed up. You know, cooler summer days maybe, but I would go, you know, with something like Premis or Intimus, or not Intimus, Premis or Navis, one of those two. But this one, Intimus, going to be my third favorite as it stands right now. You know, once I do more testing on these, I would like to come back and follow up and, you know, give some of these a full review, because I do think these 100% deserve it. They deserve more attention. They deserve more spotlight. And after I test some of these and potentially end up getting some full bottles, expect to see some full-blown reviews on these. Again, very impressed with all of them. All smell great. Quality is great. Don't have any complaints. There wasn't any that I disliked. You know, all of these I would borderline loved. Some I liked, some I loved, but I didn't not care for any of them, right? There was not any that I didn't like, which I think is pretty cool. So again, big thank you to Steven for getting these discovery sets out to me for me to check these out. Again, it's a big honor that, you know, he would want to hear my thoughts on them. I've had a lot of fun tonight trying these out. Don't do too many first impressions on the channel, but if you guys like this sort of thing, let me know down in the comments. This video probably ran pretty long because my camera just shut off because I've been recording for too long. Try to edit it down where I can. Hopefully you guys are in for a longer video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Steven. Big congratulations to you and your brand and the success that you've had here in the fragrance community over the years, hitting 100,000, starting your brand. That's incredible. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you, Steven, for sending these out. We'll see you tomorrow night with another one. Take care.